KHAIRUN and I'm with my partner, Zimi.
Hello everyone, I am Zimi. Welcome to our podcast. Our theme of the day is about cyberbullying and our topic will be think twice before you type.
We have a few guests with us today. Let's give them a warm welcome. Why don't you guys introduce yourself to our audience? I'm pretty sure they want to know about you.
Hello guys, my name is HENG. I will be invited here to offer some opinions about ways to stop cyberbullying.
Hi guys, I'm Wanjin. I'll be sharing to you guys some true stories about cyberbullying soon.
It's great having you guys here today. Let's talk about today's topic, bullying. I'm pretty sure that you have either heard of it or maybe even experienced it.
Yes, of course.
We are only going to take a look at cyberbullying today. Cyberbullying can take place offline in social media, forums or gaming where people can view, participate in or share content. Sending, publishing or forwarding misleading material about someone else is considered cyberbullying. It may invoke shame or humiliation about other person. Cyberbullying is most popular on social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat and TikTok.
Section 1. True Story Sharing Session.
You are ugly, you look fat, horrible, you are such a weirdo, nobody likes you. You should do everyone a favor and die. Disgusting. You are such a loser. I hate you.
There are many cases of cyberbullying happening. Here, I would like to talk about a few cyberbullying true stories that happened before. The first story is about Amanda Todd, who had been approached online by a male stranger when she was in 7th grade. He had convinced her to flash her breasts while on a webcam. That one instance led to a succession of cyberbullying and the threat of exposure. He contacted her on Facebook to get her to take part in a live sex show on camera. If she didn't, he would share the photo of her breasts with her friends. When Amanda refused to give in, the stranger shared the photo online for the world to see. Soon enough, bullies contacted Amanda. Despite moving to another city, she couldn't escape the cyberbullying. She initially tried to kill herself by drinking bleach, but she was safe. Her second attempt was successful, but she did leave a video to tell the full story of what led to this point. Amanda hanged herself in her home on 10th of October 2012. She was just 15 years old at that time. The story happened about 9 years ago from people surrounding and strangers online to a teenage girl named Amanda Todd. She was asked by a man to take inappropriate photographs. Later, she was harassed by the man. He threatened her. If she didn't take part in a live sex show, he would send her inappropriate photographs to her friends. After he was refused, he photo-harassed Amanda. After a series of cyberbullying, Amanda decided to leave this world after leaving a video about her bad encounter. In the video, Amanda used flashcards to tell about her experiences of being blackmailed and bullied.
Oh, that's terrible.
Another story is about a boy named Kenneth Weshun that suffered from cyberbullying. He was bullied because of his sexual orientation. Being gay is hard as a teen without the bullying, but it's worse when your classmates create an anti-gay Facebook group and make death threats over the phone. This wasn't just from enemies or people he barely knew. After he came out, his own friends joined in with tormenting him, or they would play ignorance and never step up for their friend. Kenneth was continually harassed in school and online and eventually killed himself. He was just 14 years old. Kenneth Weshun suffered from cyberbullying and ended his life when he was only 14 years old. His friends knew that he was gay, then they created an anti-gay group on Facebook to frame him as a gay. They dissed and gossiped about him. He was suffering from exclusion from his friends who ignored him. They were outing him by discussing his sexual orientation with many people. They harassed him and threatened him to suicide. The Ryan Halligan case is another example of how teenagers and social media don't always mix well. At just 13 years old, Ryan committed suicide. Ryan posted an embarrassing story about himself to a classmate he trusted on Facebook. The classmate then took that story and shared it with the entire school. The bullying took an especially cruel turn when a female classmate told Halligan she had a crush on him to get more embarrassing stories out of him. From Ryan's stories, one of the girl's friends spread rumors about Ryan, leading to even more bullying both online and offline. When Ryan couldn't take it anymore, he hung himself. In this cyberbullying story, Ryan Halligan was harassed by his classmate as his classmate sent his embarrassing stories to others. A female classmate made trickery on Ryan by telling him that she had a crush on him to let his guard down and get to know more about his embarrassing stories. He was harassed and outed as they spread his embarrassing stories to others. He wasn't bullied online only but also offline. To anyone who is going through this, always remember, you are not alone. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Parents, educators, other school officials, societies need to recognize signs of cyberbullying, and we must all make a more concerted effort to help cyberbullying victims. Cyberbullying happens in many forms. It can start in school, office, and continue online. Cyberbullying not only happens to teenagers and adults, but it can also happen to anyone. Don't take this issue as a small matter, as it may cause an irreparable situation. Mostly cyberbullying victims are not going to declare, "I'm a cyberbullying victim." Instead, they are going to assume no one can understand and help them and then end up to self-harm or even suicide. We should let the cyberbullying victims know that we are always there to help them whenever they need it. And advice from me to cyberbullying victims: never ever let the cyberbully control your life. You are the one that control your own life.
Alright, thank you Wanchin for sharing this important message with us. So now let us listen to a few news reports about cyberbullying.
Section 2. News Report.
Korean pop star Sully was found dead at her home near Seoul on Monday. She was only 25. Her manager found her body and alerted the police. The manager reported that the star, whose real name was Chae Jin-rin, suffered from depression, and police said that they were working on the assumption that she had died by suicide. Sully is known for her outspokenness and drive for women's rights, for which she has suffered online bullying and harassment. South Korea has one of the world's highest rate of suicide, which, according to recent government figures, is among the top causes of death for those under 40. Sully, who initially debuted as a child actress in 2005, rose to fame as a member of the K-pop girl brand FX under the management of South Korean top agency SM Entertainment. She had held down both her singing and acting job until 2014 when she complained of severe cyberbullying and online misinformation. The following year, she quit the band and focused primarily on acting. Sully, who maintained a sexy and outspoken image, often found herself the target of online abuse. Sully's death shouldn't be reported as a suicide, but a murder. This is ERIQ HAZRIQ, reporter from Sintok News.
Divya Yanagi Rajendran, a 20-year-old girl from Penang, committed suicide after a Facebook page spread fake information and cyberbullied her. Her family was forced to confront with the cruel reality when they found their daughter's suicide at home in Bukit Tengah. The incident was said to happen after a video clip of Divya and her Bangladeshi colleague reenacting a scene from a Hindi song on the video sharing platform TikTok, and it was shared by another Facebook user who laughed at her for supposedly dating a foreigner. After many fake Facebook accounts, including one with up to 70,000 followers, made the video spread quickly, harsh and completely useless comments soon appeared. Many people condemned her for being with a Bangladeshi worker, while others suggested she was an easy character. Now, Her family is seeking justice for her death. This is Sim Weng Yao, a reporter from Sintok News.
Section 3. Ways to stop cyberbullying.
Before I start, I want to thank you again for inviting me here. Right, now I have a few ways to share on how to stop cyberbullying from happening to you. The first one will be keep data secure. Bulliers often set up fake Facebook profiles for victims to open up a whole new level of abuse. It's very important for teenagers to be diligent when in online posting behavior. One of the good ways is reducing the number of personal photos and information posted on social media. Make sure one must create a secure password and change the password regularly. Likewise, teenagers should always set their media profiles to private and ignore messages from people they don't know. The second way to stop cyberbullying is don't engage. According to a survey of 2018, children's online behavior found that around 60% of children who use social media have witnessed that some of the bullying for various reasons. Most children ignore that bullying behavior altogether. To counter this type of action, a mix of acknowledgement and avoidance is required. Those people who witness the attacks must be willing to report to close friends, family, or teachers. The best option for victims to stop getting cyberbullying is to block the bully from social media and email accounts altogether. Alright, the last way I'm going to share with you on how to stop cyberbullying is you have to report the bully to the authorities. Most people don't tell their friends or family about bullying online. So, if one is losing sleep or losing any motivation and afraid to go somewhere, ask why as calmly and open-hearted as possible. Once you are confirmed it is a cyberbully, one should report to the online service provider, mentor, or law enforcement. Whom you contact is all determined by where the bullying took place. If the cyberbully is threatening you or anyone else, in serious cases, you should contact the police immediately. And that's all from me for sharing how to stop cyberbullying. Thank you.
Thank you Wan Chin and KHAIRUN for joining us today and giving us such valuable pieces of advice. Before this podcast ends, I would like to remind you all to think twice before you type, because you never know how your action and words can hurt a person. Before you post anything on social media, please stop and think how you would feel if someone said the same things to you. It's okay to dislike someone or even dislike someone without any reason, but it's not okay to disrespect, degrade, and humiliate an innocent person, as pulling someone down will never help you to reach the top. Cyberbullying causes depression. Depression causes suicide. So, are you a murderer? Spread love but not spread hate. End the cyberbullying now.
If you are one of the victims of cyberbullying, please do not hesitate to contact Cybersecurity Malaysia, Cyber 999, via email to cyber999@cybersecurity.my, or use the toll-free line at 1-300-882-999 to make a report. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a nice day.
Whoa, good Lord, guess that girl's from uptown. She's acting all fancy, but there's people around. Maybe we should knock on heaven's door. We don't need to go to the liquor store.